Hey gang, welcome back to the next video here. So in this video, we will be focusing on getting the blogs by the ID. So what do you mean by getting the blogs by ID? So if we go back to Postman, we will see that our post, the I like video games post, has an ID. Okay, so every post that you're gonna make is going to automatically make an ID. And as I mentioned in the beginning of the tutorial, I think it was in the server video, setting up the server, if I'm not mistaken, you're gonna have these IDs automatically, and it's gonna be helpful going forward when making your requests, especially when it comes to specifying it by the ID, when it comes to making any put or patch requests and a delete request. And in this video, as we'll see, it's going to be crucial pretty much in getting the ID as well. Okay, that way we can make our profile page or our blog profile page. Okay, so first thing that we're going to do here is we're just going to go back to our code here and then we'll start. So we'll do app, and once again, remember we're using the app, the Express app, okay, to get, okay, the information that's going to be in the post, in the path. So we're using the Express app to get the information that's in the blog's path, okay? But this time we're going to add the ID. So it's :ID or /:ID. Okay, and in order to do that, we have to request the information, and once we have the information, we're going to respond with the information in JSON format to do something with it, to render it. So on the bottom, this is where we're going to put our data that we want from the ID. Okay, so the first thing that we're going to do is, since we're specifying the ID, we're going to be creating a variable for the ID, just like this. So const ID in curly brackets equals rec.params. Okay, and why rec.params? Because we're requesting the parameter, or which is this, the ID. Okay, so this is the parameter, and the data that's going to be inside of the ID is going to be the body. Okay, so once we have this, the only thing left to do really is we're doing const, making the variable, and just you can call it anything you want, but I'll just stick with single blog. Okay, single blog, then equals, to remember blog because we are getting the schema. Remember, we put all of the schema into the blog variable. All of our eggs are in one basket to use in a more efficient way later on. Right, so we go back to the server. So we're creating a variable called single blog, and we're putting that inside here. That way we can easily use it later on. Okay, so we're equaling it to blog. Now we're going to use the method, which is find by ID method, and then just call it just like that. And now, since we are looking for the ID, you can just input the ID inside. Okay, and I know, like for example, when we posted a blog here, right here, we use const title preview post. We don't really need that because it's kind of already given that we're getting that from the ID here. Okay, so that's why we're not adding another line under the ID where it says const title preview post, and then we're requesting the body. Okay, but when we go to our update request or put request, we're going to ask for both, because we're going to specify it by the ID, and then we're going to tell it that we want to look for the title, preview, and post, and just update any one of those. Okay, so the next thing that we're going to do is just going to go to the next line, and we're just going to push it through. So we're going to then pass along the single blog, just like that, fire it off, and see if we can render it in JSON format. Okay, and if we get it, actually we don't want a message, we're just going to say single blog. That way it can just render the whole thing. Okay, and of course, with everything else, we want to make sure that there are no errors, but if there are any errors, we want to get a message that says unable to get blog by ID. Okay, and then colon, and then just add the error. Give us the error afterwards. Okay. Now that should be it. Hopefully it works, and we'll definitely take a look. So let's go back to our handy dandy Postman here. Open it up. So what we're gonna do very quickly is we are just going to make another post here. That way we can just add another another post and see if it's working. That way we can double check our work. So we go raw JSON, and let's just, that way we don't have to I'll just type the whole thing. Okay, perfect. So this one we want to say Mondays. We'll call this title Mondays. Okay, and then this one we're going to say Mondays are dreadful. Okay, dreadful. Okay. And then here, let's just take this comma out. And then here we're going to say Mondays are far away from the weekend. I love the weekend. Okay, and not the artist, by the way. Well, I do love the weekend, the artist too, but we're just talking about the weekend here. So okay, so we have our title, preview, and the post. So now we're just gonna post it as well, just to see if it's working. If everything's working. Block was successfully created, and let's just make a GET request, see if they're both there, and boom. So as you can see, both of them are there. Okay, now we're gonna see if our get the blog by ID works. So let's try with the original one first. So you're just gonna copy the ID, remember, because that's how we're gonna specify it. And then blogs, we're gonna enter it into the path here, and then just /, and then just paste in the user ID. And as you can see, our new blog got a new user ID, a different one. Okay, so let's see if it works. So now, once we click send, this should give us just this here instead of both or this. Okay, so send, and perfect. Look at that, guys. Now we are rendering the single blog. Okay, so pretty much we're rendering the whole schema, but finding it by the ID, and we wanted to showcase it to us. So we're rendering it in JSON format here, as you can see. So now let's just double check our work as well and go back to blogs, and let's take the Monday. So let's see if it works here, and hit send, and perfect, guys. Look at that. Now it's working and we're good to go. So once again, definitely give yourselves a pat on the back. I know it's a lot so far, and we have a few more to go, but we're definitely getting through it, and I hope you guys are understanding it, and hope I'm explaining it in a way that you're able to understand it, because this is how I honestly started to understand it and how it clicked for me as well. So I'll see you guys in the next video in which we'll cover the update request or the put request. See you then.